Welcome to the Monday edition of Evolve Well Journeys. If you're new here, my name is Alex, one of the co-founders at Evolve Well. And if you come here often, welcome back. Hope you had a nice time over the weekend. We went pretty deep on Saturday. That was a really beautiful journey. We do a once a month Saturday extended session where we spend more time with the voice. And that was a lovely experience. So thanks to those who came out. And I just finished writing an article about the origins of the word spirituality. Sometimes when I find words that play a pretty strong role in my life, but they kind of have this funny sense of where they come from or what they actually mean, I'll go kind of into the history of the word, the etymology of the word, because I think spirituality gets tossed around in a bunch of different ways and doesn't feel super grounded, right? I think the thing about the English language is it's very transactional, it's very accurate, it's very good for business and science and all kinds of things, but not always as grounded and rooted in some of the embodied parts of life that we explore. And so you may know this. I knew this in the back of my mind, but it was important for me to dig back into this, is that spirit comes from the Latin spiritus, which means breath or wind, the power of the wind. And breath and voice back in the old language was not particularly separated. But there was a time during the 13th and 14th century where there was a concerted effort to remove the embodied practice of breath when one spoke about spirit and give that power back to the church. And that was a particularly deliberate act of disembodying the spiritual practice. And it coincided with some pretty dark times, particularly removing women's power even more, and doing things that would be considered quite violent against this process of owning and embodying our connection to Source. And so, in this work we go fairly deep and we look at some of the things that perhaps are in the way of us reclaiming a sense of empowerment in our journey in life. And I'm really struck by how when we do ancestral work, doing breath work, for me as a European male, I'm feeling back into my ancestry, back into times where this connection was broken through intentional harm to take this power of breath away from us. And what's interesting in writing this article is that I came across a really beautiful book about Gandhi and started reading that while I was writing about the loss of empowerment, the linguistical loss of empowerment around spirituality. And here's this amazing guy who comes along and decides to take on the British Empire through nonviolence. And at the time, his entire country was enslaved in really brutal ways, right? This is like, if you look at the British Empire and how they were treating India in the 20s, it was very similar to how the church was treating women in the 13th and 14th century. It was brutal and oppressive. And here's this guy, Gandhi, who's like, yeah, okay, this needs to change, and I'm going to fight for this change, but I'm going to do it with nonviolence and love and compassion. And he was able to liberate his country. And reading about the way that he owned his spirituality and wouldn't give it away to anybody unless it aligned with his sense of truth in his heart, and that meant loving his enemy completely. I'm just struck by the way that these two things have to live together when we discover these difficult parts of our past or our present, the tendency is to want to hate what's going on in the world or what happened in the world. But the moment we do that, we lose touch with the source that we're cultivating in this practice of breath work. Because the source of it is unconditional love. And it takes a lot of courage. What I'm noticing and looking at Gandhi's life is it took a lot of courage to love the people that were oppressing his people. And one might think that that's an act of weakness, but actually it's an act of incredible strength. And I think there's plenty that's out there in the world right now that we can oppose and feel angry towards and wish was different. And it's not to say that we can't continue to work for change, but in a way, this practice that we're doing is one of the most powerful acts of civil disobedience ever. It's just taking powerful, conscious breaths and owning your spirituality, owning your breath, taking that back for you. Right? So that's what we're doing here, folks. Spiritual gangsters, Monday fucking morning, rocking some breath. That's what's up. Let's do this. So, thanks as always to listening to my preamble. It helps me get grounded in why I'm doing this practice so it doesn't become robotic. You'll see I have a different background. I am at my beloved partner Naomi's farm, and she will be our guest this Thursday. She's an incredible human being, and I won't give away too much, but we're going to be talking about her work in the world. She's got a project going on right now called Land and Lineage, which is a powerful reclaiming of connection to land and connection to ancestry through inquiry work and traumatic theater work and some really good stuff. And she's also a wonderful Qigong instructor and dance facilitator, founder of Dance Temple Salt Spring, and builder of many great things. So you're in for a treat on Thursday, and I'm in for a treat because I just got to the farm. Yeah. Okay, so as far as this practice goes, we're doing breath work. We use our voice a little bit. You can do it seated. You can do it lying down. When I ask you to breathe deeply, for those of you who are a little new to this practice, you're breathing into your belly. So let's just ground into that for a second. If you put your hand on your belly, your diaphragm is like this. When you inhale, it presses down. Okay? And your belly comes out. So just do that in kind of an exaggerated way. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And so when you're exhaling, you're using your abdominal muscles to press your belly back towards your spine, and that pushes the diaphragm back up. But you can almost just feel the diaphragm, if you can really. It's going down, it's coming up. It's going down, it's coming up. Breathing all the way down into your pelvis, your hips. And then take a breath in and hold it. And when I say draw your pelvic floor up, I'm saying the muscles all around your anus and your perineum. So the root muscles of your pelvis, you're drawing those up, lifting up, and you're pressing your lower belly towards your spine. And what that does is it sends the cerebrospinal fluid up your spine, through your heart, up into the mind where it touches the pineal gland. And this allows the mind to relax, but also become awake at the same time. Okay? So you can let that go if you haven't already. And then the other part of the breath is the chest. So we're doing belly, but we're also doing chest. And a lot of times when I'm first warming up, I'm exaggerating it by actually pressing my chest forward and hollowing my chest out. Nice breath in and hold it. it go. Okay, just notice how powerful that practice is. Just doing a handful of breaths and a hold and letting it go. And in my experience, that brings about a powerful state change of relaxed awareness. And hopefully that gets some gratitude generating, some appreciation for this powerful and timeless practice of breath, of conscious breathing. Okay. The last part of this breath, when you learn pranayama and yoga, which is part of the tradition from India, as we're talking about Gandhi today, it's the 3-part breath. So it's belly, chest, and upper chest and shoulders. And so you can breathe into the shoulders by inhaling and lifting them up, exhaling and letting them drop. Bringing the voice in a little bit just to soften the throat. Soften the jaw. And then inhale into the upper chest. Don't lift the shoulders, but just inhale and hold. Draw your pelvic floor up. Press your lower belly towards the spine. Open the heart. Feel the sky. This music is my dear friend Anne Malone from Ireland. Wonderful sound healer elder. Love you, Annie. So as the breath awakens the body, just starting to feel into how's my body feeling this morning or this evening, depending on where you are. Can I invite in a little bit more space and softness? Can I notice where there might be tension or pain or numbness? And just invite the breath in a little more. Can I use the inhale to provide opening and the exhale to create relaxation? Can I soften the eyes and soften the muscles in the ears? Can I be thankful for this gift of life? Breathing down into the roots. Nice relaxed part of the practice this morning. So just continuing to be with the breath. And with each breath, just seeing if you can go a little deeper, a little wider. Letting the body unravel. Perhaps inviting in a little bit of movement if that feels good for you. Just stretching the neck a little bit. Continuing to unwind the shoulders. Let's just open up the voice a little bit. And again, anything that I offer as guidance is simply just suggestions. If you need something different, you can do that too. But if it feels good to put a hand on your heart and just say, Aye. Aye. And we're just feeling the sovereignty of our own voice, right? This is part of Espiritus, is the power of the voice matched with the power of the breath. Aye. It's just a sound to affirm our own life and our place in all things. Aye. We belong here. Aye. 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 So you can be playful with this. You can play with the sigh, and you can play with aye. Aye. And you can always return just back to the silent breath. This is your prayer for your life. And anytime thoughts arise, or just coming back to listening and feeling, being grateful for the breath. Softening the body. Opening up the channels to be receptive. Feeling the belly, the hips. Feeling the gentle rhythm of this song. We're going to start breathing to the rhythm. Last rhythmic breath. Soften the body. Take a breath all the way in and hold it. Breathe Raise your pelvic floor up, press your lower belly towards the spine, sip a little bit more air. Sigh it out all the way. And just be at the bottom of the breath, be with the emptiness. Just scanning the body, continuing to soften. Noticing what it's like to be empty for a moment, trusting that the breath will come back. When you're ready, taking a nice deep breath all the way in, softening the jaw. Continuing to feel the body. Feel the breath. Feel your heart and just ask yourself, what are you breathing for today? What do you need to embrace and what are you letting go of? Are you breathing into feeling a sense of truth and integrity in your life? Are you breathing for forgiveness or the capacity to love more deeply? Feeling the wave-like nature of the breath. Belly, chest, shoulders, and out. Effort on the inhale and softening on the exhale. Final minute of this round. Keep it going if you can. Three more. All right, you know what to do. Take a breath all the way in and hold it. Sigh the voice out. Relax the body. If you need to take one more breath all the way in and sigh it out, you can. Or if you feel rested, you can just stay here in the emptiness. At the bottom of the breath. Just noticing your experience. Noticing how the emptiness connects you with all things. For this is our birthright, is to feel our belonging, feel a part of everything. That also means meeting the violence and the hate of this world with love. So can we allow that? Can we expand our heart to love the darkness while still remaining in our integrity and our truth? In our ferocious owning of our spirit. Can we simply pray for courage and strength? Can we ask to be guided by and aligned with a love that is so great and powerful that nothing can stain it, nothing can corrupt it or alter it? So taking a nice deep breath all the way in, sighing your voice out. I'm going to bring in this beautiful song by my man Face Soul called Love. And if you want to use your voice and sing along, you can, or you can just breathe to it. Love, all you need is
Step into the moment. Let yourself free now. All you need is love. Find your way.
Breathe into the heart.
All you need. Little bit of love inside of you. Carrying like a light, I say. And this love will carry you through. All you need is love, love, love. 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 All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. So lay down your worries. Oh. Take a time, don't stay with me. If you just breathe for a moment, then let go and release. I don't know what I know, all I know. You need a bit of love to get through. I don't know what I know, all I know. The love to get through. I don't know what I know, all I know. You need a little love to get through. I don't know what I know, all I know. You need a little love to get through. I don't know what I know, all I know. You need a little love to get through. I don't know what I know, all I know. You need a little love to get through. All you need is
Okay, you know what to do. Take it all the way in and just sigh your voice out. These sighs are just a way of loving yourself more deeply. One more time. Shake it out. Soften the jaw. Feel the wave-like nature of the breath as you take one all the way in and hold it, drawing your roots all the way up to the sky. Just meeting the stillness with a soft, awake and aware body, gentle mind, open heart. Just feeling how much of a piece of the whole we are of this eternal stillness. When we let go of the stories about who we think we are and we just allow this felt sense of belonging connected to this eternal stillness. We find that nothing and everything are united. And this is where we belong. This is where our longing for wholeness finds rest. We become our longing. And no one can take this from you. This is yours. This is mine. This belongs to all things. And when you're ready, taking a nice deep inhale again, all the way in. Now this next song has a brief little story to it that I will tell for, as I shared on Saturday, I am still honoring and grieving the death of my dear friend Lena, who died of cancer last week. And there was a time in my life where I lived close to the land and community. And one night I awoke just before the sun came up, having dreamt about polar bears drowning in the north. And in the dream I was laying on these ice pans and watching their eyes fade into the darkness of the ocean, and they had this blue glow in their eyes. And I was crying. I was so sad to see them die. And I awoke from my dream with my chest heaving from grief. And this deep sadness coming out of my bones. And I didn't know what to do, so I woke up and I wandered around the land, aimlessly, sobbing. This is a true story. I woke up and I walked, and I turned the corner, and there was my new friend Lena. I just met her, and she was staring at me. She was sitting in lotus position, and she just said, "My dreams told me to wake up and come here and sit here and wait for you." And I had a moment of disbelief, and then I surrendered and I put my head in her lap and I cried. And then she took me down to a waterfall and did energetic healing on the scar tissue in my belly, where my intestines had been ripped apart in a car accident many years before. And she spoke to my guts and helped them release all the pain that was in there. And it was many, many hours of me screaming and crying and being healed. And then she left me there like a baby. And as I was sitting by this waterfall, I heard this song. And so this song is called Lena's Lullaby. And it's for you, Lena. I love you. Blessings on your passage back to the timeless lands. And thank you for all the gifts that you gave this world. Lena was very good at stillness, so we're just inviting in that powerful capacity to cultivate stillness no matter what we're doing. So coming back to the rhythmic breath, this is a long song, so be with the breath as much as that serves your heart. And find your edge and keep expanding, keep letting go. See how far you can go. You can always return to stillness whenever you need it. Here we go. And now we slow it back down. Short inhale and hold. Sigh it out. Let your body be soft. Feel the wave-like nature of the breath and the fluid nature of the body. Remember that you're mostly made of water and space. Relax the jaw, relax the eyes. Soft heart. As we get ready for the next round, here we go. Yeah, if you feel any dizziness, you can just slow down and relax. You can also put your forehead down to the ground. If you're lying back, you can just relax and let go of the rhythmic breathing. We're gonna go faster, but you can also slow down your breath if you need to, okay? Bastrika, here we go. In, out. Slow it back down. Effort on the inhale, softness on the exhale. Now we slow it back down. Nice big breath all the way in. Hand to heart, hand to belly. Sigh your voice out. Shake it all out. Soften the jaw. Inhale again. One more time. Inhale all the way. And then inhale all the way and hold it. Coming back one last time to soft stillness, just embracing infinite awareness, everything and nothing. Letting go of breath control and just letting life breathe you. So to close today, I'm going to read a quote from Gandhi. So just inviting you back a little bit from this timeless place to receive this prayer, because it's a powerful one and it speaks to this courage that we're perhaps interested in cultivating. Have I that nonviolence of the brave in me? My death alone will show that. If someone killed me and I died with prayer for the assassin on my lips, and God's remembrance and consciousness of ever-loving presence in the sanctuary of my heart, then alone would I be said to have had the nonviolence of the brave. So maybe that's too big for this moment, but perhaps you can just ask to receive more courage in your heart so that you can face the things that you are afraid of, the things that feel limiting to you, that you can turn towards them with an open heart and not let them slay you once again, but instead greet them with bravery. And so as we close our practice today, just inviting you to come to completion, notice the space that you're in, start to feel your surroundings, and let your prayer merge with your daily life. Bring it into your life. This crossing back over from the infinite place to the mundane is an important bridge that we can cultivate so that more of our prayer seeps into the moment-to-moment experience of living as humans. Blessings.